you feel with your loved one. Somehow it's not quite over yet. There's still something there, something more to come. There's no end in sight yet. And you ask yourself, am I right about this? Or is it just an illusion of mine? And I would like to answer this question for you now. We look into the energy to see what it wants to tell you and pose this question. And you know, dear ones, we are in the collective. Person cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading cannot apply to everyone. But we definitely ask the question whether you are right with your feeling about what's going on with your loved one, whether something is still happening, or if you are completely wrong. And I know you are doing the right thing and picking out the puzzle piece that feels right for you. Let's take a look now. A very warm hello, and feel yourselves warmly embraced. Your comments are wonderful again. Beautiful from the heart. Thank you. Again, this morning, this greeting from you, it's simply beautiful. And your wishes, and it really touches me. Always so much. Because this appreciation means so much to me and truly touches my heart. You are wonderful. So let's take a look here now at what's going on with your loved one in your direction. Whether you are right with the feeling that there's still something there. It's not completely over yet. Something is still happening. And clarity is definitely guaranteed for you. And let's take a look now. So I will also take a tendency with me. So let's take a look. We have the Three of Wands. Yes, so with your loved one, what's going on is already moving, which I find very nice, into this confidence. So it's also like this, he's still in this, yes, left or right, but there's movement coming in. From his lethargy, from the ignorance, he might still be stuck in it. Maybe it was like that the whole time. He ignored you. He was lethargic, didn't get into motion, and always held back completely. Now, it's about him being in this area, into this confidence, and especially this prospect. There's still something there. So he observes, and there's already a bit of foresight, this exploration. So he doesn't know exactly where to go yet, not quite precisely, but will definitely gain clarity on that. But in any case, he is observing here. This searching, this foresight, this looking. So I would say he observes what, and how exactly he observes it, we'll take another look at that. So what do we have? Well, we have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is already a difficult phase. So there's this confusion. That's what it's about for a person dear to the heart. And there's also a bit of self-doubt. Such a difficult phase and a barrier. There are still inhibitions present. And there's something here that definitely still holds him back. But he's still there himself. There's this path, this change of direction, perhaps also going in that direction. That he actually realizes his own desires, that he has put them aside. And not really looking at it yet. This is not something where he now is completely blinded and can't see anything because it's just a breeze. All of that can be removed again. And so lightly, this lightness, I would say a bit of certainty comes in. So there is definitely movement to be seen. And then we have the Three of Swords. So this is an inner conflict, yes. This is an inner conflict. But with his inner conflict, it's also about what we have here again. This new perspective, this change of view, this change of direction. So it fits together perfectly again. And it might be that he also told you something, wrote something that really affected you. Or you told him something, that could also be the case, because basically I have him lying here. The situation he is in right now is going quite well. We have here complete heartbreak in sorrow in general. And it's also about him forgiving himself, especially the forgiveness towards you. Optimism is shown, because here you can see a complete split between head and heart. Definitely. Let's see what more we can get here. In terms of clarity, whether you're right, whether something else is happening. So let's take a look. Am I even on yes? I am. So we now have it again in double form. His or her insecurity. And we have the insecurity here. We have this nervousness, this restlessness, but I also have him very much lost in thought. So if you say, well, actually, he's not really the thinker, then he is now completely in his or her thoughts. So that's a fact. And there, we can clearly see a distinct division here as well. The activity that is shown here, he has it very strongly in his thoughts. Because it really is like that. He has you in his thoughts. And that unsettles him. Unsettles. In the sense, because he says, hey, wait a minute, something here isn't quite right. Because he really has the connection with you on course in his thoughts. And that's also what we saw earlier in the communication, which is now being shown again. We have the communication and something is here. Maybe he ended your relationship, made a cut. Because I have a separation here. This can be a relationship here. Between the two of you, that the relationship was ended. That the contact was broken off, or simply goes in a flash and gone and goodbye. So, and there it is. You can clearly see this division regarding the whole matter, because fundamentally, the withdrawal, which is now also clearly visible, is making him completely sick. And we clearly have the division again, head against heart. The head, his thoughts, are like this. From outside, it's all like, no, it must be like this, what he knows and what he sees from outside. When it's over, then it's over. And that doesn't work. He messed up. He maybe didn't completely, yes, accept the trust. That you could completely trust him. He didn't show it to you. Always a bit further, always retreating again. Always kept this in secret. Kept you in contact with you, maybe also in secret. And that's his issue. That's what he has repeatedly seen outside. What he knows, this, wow, this like black and white. I have to see it and it fits and then it's okay like that. This black on white. But it was never on that level because I see you as a very strong-hearted person here lying. And he never reached that level. He only needed everything in black or and white, black or on white. And then he always made a secret out of everything possible. And I can see that some people have also kept their contact or relationship with you secret in certain areas. Not completely, maybe he stood by you, but in contact with you. There was a certain radius and he adhered to it. And he never stepped out of this comfort zone. It was always this reserved secrecy. Let's see, I don't know. He lacked the security for himself because he wasn't sure of himself. That has nothing to do with you. In one case, I also see that your love was so strong, this affection, that he was overwhelmed by it. It was overwhelming. He couldn't completely categorize it, and there was the stress factor. But basically now it is a split between head and heart. It is definitely because his thoughts are spinning around completely and won't let him go. That he still feels the connection with you, The break, his withdrawal, was not right. Because his happiness is also completely restricted for himself here. I have the restriction of his happiness. I have difficulties here. He doesn't conform. He can form in the, here it is with not, I'll start over again, right? He cannot conform to his current situation. That is the withdrawal that is relevant here. Because he still feels your closeness. He feels that you are there. For him, it is definitely not over. So what you feel is definitely right. Because you still feel the affection, but you are also very uncertain if anything can still happen there. Especially whether it can return to stability. And when it comes to a meeting now, you tell yourself how nice it would be to just meet again at his place or at your home. And there is the uncertainty because maybe has he not really let you into his home? Has he always visited you, or have the meetings been somewhere in public? It can be, but it doesn't have to be. But for you, it's definitely on your mind. This question of whether there will be or will be again a personal meeting. This togetherness, this connection, also in the domestic area, shared overnight stays. This stability, you want to have it. That is your longing and your hope. But you're not sure if a connection can even be established again or can come about again. And in this case, you are very, very, very thoughtful. You are not sure because he never really gave you complete security. But I can tell you, your significant other is completely unsure of himself, especially unsure about the decision he made. To cut the connection, to end the contact, to retreat. Or every now and then something comes up, bam, he's gone again. Immediate retreat. This spontaneous, very quick, as soon as he's there, he's gone again. As soon as he's there, he's gone. That's how it goes all the time. And I keep having this repetition in here. And the situation completely stresses him out as well. Because he's really like, wow, moments of happiness, the thought of you, hey, super great, it fits. Then the mind comes in and he says, no, if it's over, then it's over. And I've decided it this way now, and that's how it's going to be done. Yes. But then the mind, the ego says, I'm giving all possible strength here, but the heart is even stronger and I can't resist it. And then the heart says, yes, here I am. Look here, see what power I have, what strength I possess. And I show you completely. I give you a concentrated charge here and show you to whom the heart belongs. It's you. And he is still uncertain. He is completely caught up in this division as well. But from this reading here, it's completely resolved. This cut, this end. And there we have the transformation, the change. He is still uncertain. Uncertain about how determinedly he can approach you and how intensely, how he should best go about it. Because there we have the ego again, which says, oh, no, I can't just give in here. What's this nonsense now? But I'll be completely honest with you. As for this reading, the big picture that I see here, he can no longer hold it back. This withdrawal, he knows that you might not have been able to completely trust him because he always made a secret out of it. There was a bit of a struggle when it came to trust. He can normally trust you 1000%. Absolutely. Because you know who you love, for whom you want to be there. And you gave everything, your care. You were solution-oriented. You are solution-oriented. And with some, I also see that maybe you held yourself back a bit too much here and made yourself too small. And that's where he can't completely categorize it. Because in the end, he needs stability and security. Because I see him as very insecure, lying. I see him teetering a bit here in terms of his self-confidence. And that's it. What he showed you differently on the outside. You might have had the impression, wow, how confident and there. And he has everything totally under control. And then you were so overwhelmed by this getting to know each other, this contact, this acquaintance, totally overwhelmed. And you tell yourself, wow, I definitely don't want to lose this person. This is something so special that I get to know here. And it was different because it was unlike what you know, because you immediately felt this closeness, this this familial, this solid feeling with your beloved person. And that's exactly it. He needs this stability from you. And he felt the same way. You both completely mirror each other, but you also mirror each other with the insecurity, both of you. Who is insecure? You are insecure. That means insecure, not that you don't know what you want. Yes, you want him. It's just your self-confidence and the fact that you have often made yourself feel small or too much understanding or sometimes not completely. I have to handle all of this a bit. More broadly, we are in a collective that you haven't always fully represented your opinion. And it's like I have a little bit of, I'm missing the balance here. But the balance is coming in completely between the two of you. Because I've balanced it out. I have the new beginning, the fresh start, and what you feel, this closeness, the connection, there's something there. That's something real, something stable, something solid. I definitely have that here. You feel it? You are not completely sure yet. You're 100% sure because you can't gauge him. Interestingly, he is not 100% sure because he can't fully gauge you, whether you even still want to. But to the question of whether you are still right with your feeling that it is not yet over between the two of you, that something can still develop here, that something is still there. I can tell you from this collective reading, there is definitely something there, and it is not over yet. This ending is just like a pause. This is a snapshot, but the big picture being shown means that it moves out of safety and into wish fulfillment, the determination of both of you. Because both of you have the goal to let the connection develop, to let it develop again between the two of you. Now let's take a look at what we get here in terms of tendency. So we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Your beloved, there we have this loving approach, so it doesn't matter whether it's him or he to you, because I see you both as equal. Yes, actually, both of you are there. It is, there it is. This emotional aspect becomes stronger. In your beloved, the emotion towards you, it moves out of rigidity, out of doubt. And maybe your beloved also gets a bit of support here, no matter how. It could be that he sees a couple outside, kissing, going to the cinema together, going to the thermal baths, or doing something together. And there it is. Also the nudge he gets to become active. Or it's like in the family, brother, sister, whatever. Entering into a relationship here, or getting married. That's what the hint is. But it could also be that you just see something on the internet here. Or a wedding ring or something. Or watch a movie. And then the two fall in love. A little hint like that. And that's the support you also get here. And you both will approach each other lovingly. Because you have such an intense spiritual closeness, both of you, and it will lead to reconciliation, to healing. And this is the direction your beloved person is taking towards the heart. A split between head and heart. The heart wins, definitely takes the lead because it is much stronger. It is the strongest force, power that exists. And he fully enters this heart opening. So, with some, you can even expect a declaration of love here, because I have it here in double form, that you will also hear, feel, see, or notice the love being expressed. I have it here again completely. This union between the two of you. So what else do we have? The lovers. How beautiful. And with the lovers, it's like this. Everything that has come between you, whether it's another person, people from outside, family, friends, no matter what it's about, situations, this is the complete picture where he turns his back on all of it and looks at you. Because the two of you have the union, here they lie. And the lovers also say the heart will decide, and the heart has decided love triumphs. And no matter what has been between you, don't dwell on what was. Instead, make a cut for yourself and look towards what you want. That is very, very important. And here with the lovers, it means this standing by each other. No matter what was, Gizda, as I said, the relationship, the connection between the two of you, this radius, the circle I mentioned earlier, now it means we have a complete transformation, the turning point that he or she will completely stand by you. And regarding the connection between the two of you, will stand by it. Because he will also make the decision from the heart. His heart will decide, because he also has an irresistible attraction to you, just as you do to him. And it is such that maybe he is still bound, but in this phase, he is now completely in this state of not being bound. No matter, as I said, it doesn't have to be a relationship bound by behavioral patterns, entanglements, habits, and so on. And he is completely moving out of that. Wow, my dear ones, what a beautiful reading. And I can tell you with certainty in this reading, you are absolutely right if you feel that it is not over between the two of you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.